What is going on, people? Tim Ruswick here. Today we're talking about procrastination, and we've covered this a couple times on the channel, but procrastination is one of those evergreen subjects that I think everybody deals with and everybody wants to fix. Unfortunately, there's no way to fix it, but we all have our own ways of figuring out how to overcome it, right? Get past it. And my favorite way, well, I shouldn't say favorite, I think one of many that I have not shared as of yet that I think is useful to maybe some of you is to rig the system. And so, what I mean by rig the system, well, let me tell you a story. When I started on my mobile game, Symmetra, it was very, very hard for me to build the game because I kept procrastinating. I kept saying, "Oh, I'll do that later, but I just need to do this other thing. I just need to do this. I need to do this." And the farther along the game got, the more I procrastinated. Right, like the for some reason there was just like this resistance there. If you ever read the book The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, the resistance is real, man. That's exactly what I felt. It was just this opposition coming at me from every direction, and so I would procrastinate. And procrastination got worse when I had these bigger goals. Like, okay, I wanted to finish all the art, or I wanted to finish all the sound, or whatever. And I would look at these big goals on my wall, or these big milestones, or these big whatever, and I would just be like, oh, I only got one piece of art done. I'm a failure. Damn it. And then, of course, that wouldn't motivate me more to finish all the different stuff because I'm a failure because I just failed at my to-do list for the day or whatever it was. But as the procrastination got worse, I started like, okay, let me de-scope some of my goals. Let me de-scope some of my little task lists and stuff. And one of the things that I did was I started putting these super tiny task lists together, like super tiny achievement things. So I was like, okay, today all I'm gonna get done is just the sound effect for like one enemy, just one sound effect for one enemy. That's my objective for today. If I could just get that done, I'm good. And that worked because then I got one done, and I decided to go on to two, and then three, and I got a bunch of audio done that day. And so I did it the next day. I was like, okay, well, what if I just do the same thing? What if now I need the power up sound? That's all I got to do today. That's just my thing for the day. And I started doing this over and over and over again. And what I realized I was doing is I was rigging the system. I was making these super achievable goals, not like these big lofty, crazy like milestones or things like finish the whole game or finish all the art, but it was just these little tiny pieces. And what I realized is I was kind of rigging the system in my favor, right? Like I was building a task list which was ridiculously easy to do. Like, how could I not do this one thing? But that gave me like the little bit of motivation I needed to keep going. It gave me that little spark of like, okay, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do more. Of course, I would feel better for doing more too, because like I shattered my goals for the day. Like shit, man, I was in it. I did way more, and even on the days where I only did my one thing, I I really like achieved something, and it was great for doing that because it kept moving progress along. It kept me achieving more and more and more. Excuse me. And even though like some days only one little thing would get done, we all on this channel, okay, we all know that one little thing getting done is actually progress compared to some days where nothing gets done, where we don't open the project at all, where we spend an hour staring at it, where we just don't know where to start or what to do. Man, those days are bad, and if you could just do that one thing a day, that works. And more specifically, because I did a whole video about getting one thing a day is enough, but this video I really want to bring to your attention that rigging your system, setting super achievable goals, is a really great way to motivate yourself, to get yourself in a state where you want to achieve more. It helps eliminate procrastination, for me at least. And one of the cool things that it does that I think, well, I think a lot of people, when they set goals, when they set to-do lists or task lists for the day, they set them too big, like I did. I want to get all the art done. I want to get all the audio done, or do the audio for the game, do the AI for the game. That's what they read in some of their task lists. And, those are super massive, overwhelming things, and it takes so long to click one of those checkboxes off that it's just demotivating. So it helps a lot to have these little actionable things, little tiny pieces that you can just say, okay, and then you can feel accomplished. You can say, okay, I got this done. So when you're, and obviously there's an opposite school of thought too. Like in my personal life, I like to set super large goals. So that's opposite to this, where I'm saying set super tiny goals for the day. But these micro goals, in a way, kind of help me stop procrastinating, because I'm not going to get lost in my programming. I'm not going to get lost in figuring out what to do or how to do it or any of that. I know that all I got to do is this one little thing, like, okay, my goal for today is just one sound effect or one piece of art or whatever. And then, again, I usually feel accomplished, so I want to do more. But that thing seems to really stop procrastination for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys because hopefully it's something that you find useful. If you did, please leave a comment below. What's your number one tip for procrastination? I want to hear from you, as always, because I'm always trying to learn stuff too. So leave a comment below. But until tomorrow, once again, I'm Tim Ruswick. I'll see you next time.